Hello, my name is Zahra, and for the art gallery, I picked three art forms. My first art form is a poem. I picked a poem because my brother did a poem and it was really nice, so I wanted to try it. My second art form, the bracelet, I picked it because I like bracelets. My third art form, the painting, I picked it because when I was busy thinking of what I could do, my friend Jordan started painting. People express themselves through creativity and culture by singing, dancing, and more. People express themselves through creativity, and culture is our unit. Culture is very important because it's like your team. Everybody in the world has a culture. Everyone has a different culture. Culture has something to do with religion and where you come from. My art pieces connect to culture. My last ones connect to culture because my second one, the bracelet, it connects to culture because it has the colors of the Namibian flag. And my final one, the painting, it connects to culture because it's a painting of a cheetah, and the cheetah is one of the most famous African animals. My favorite part about this unit is after everything, teaching everybody about what I learned. And my message is, if you try hard, then you'll be happy in the end. Hi.
Hello, my name is Jovan, and I'll be talking about Year 5A's art, my reflection in Year 5A's art gallery. I chose my art pieces because I like the navy. I chose battle chess because I like the navy and I like chess. I chose a birdhouse because I think birds need homes. I chose pasta because I really like Italian cuisine. People express themselves through creativity, and culture means that they have different cuisine, religion, cuisine, and housing and clothing. Culture is a religion you pass down from generation to generation. Pasta connects to Italian culture because it's traditional Italian cuisine. I created battle chess out of a wooden box. Character pieces from the game Battleship, backgrounds from the book Great Battles. My favorite part was battle chess, and I think I could do more in the future.
Hi, my name is Pen. I'll be talking about the Year 5A Art Gallery. For the art gallery, the pieces that I created was a painting, poem and a song because I really love painting, writing poems and singing. People express themselves through creativity and culture by expressing their feelings and feeling happy about their culture. Culture is a way of getting people in a group, and also there's some things that cultures do that other cultures also do. For example, weddings and going to school. My painting is connected to culture because I painted a koala, and it comes from Australia, and I think it connects to culture. Creating my song was a very long process because I had to come up with lyrics, and that was the difficult part. Then I just came up with a melody, but I just used an easy shortcut using drum pad. And also then I recorded it. So my favorite part is probably the song because I think I really did well. I did not hear the lyrics when it was my turn to presentation. So but I think it's a good start. My message is probably never give up and always work hard.
My name is Jordan and this is about the art gallery. My art forms are malva pudding, and I chose it because it's part of traditional and I thought it would be a very nice treat. And I also chose the wooden mannequin, but I made mine out of clay and paint because it would be very creative. And I also made a poem about Namibia, a very funny poem. Then I made a painting of Namibia because most Namibians would say it's something about culture because of the safari and the giraffes. People express themselves through creativity and culture by food, culture, and performances, which makes it very creative because like you're expressing from your heart of something that has been in your family for long. Culture means something from your family, like a food that your family makes, and they say it's tradition, and it's been in your family for like years or centuries. The art pieces connect to culture, like the Malva pudding connects to my culture because it's been in my family for years. And the poem, I thought it would be connected to my culture because it's about Namibia. Then the painting of the safari and the giraffe, I thought it was part of culture because most Namibians make paintings or make stuff that has the Namibian animals on. So I made a painting of one, but the wooden mannequin's not part of my culture. I just made it because I thought it would be creative. My favorite part of this event was painting, making an artifact because I love art, I love painting. So I love it because of paint, the creativity and the building. My message was that I would like to express something from my heart to show everyone what's in my culture. Thanks for listening. Bye.
Hello, my name is Omer and I'm going to be talking all about what I made and how I made all my art forms in the art gallery. First of all, I chose the eagle because it's my favorite animal. It's a really big animal, has a very big wingspan, second biggest in the world, flying bird in the world. And second one is the Moses art piece. This was actually made of clay, meaning it was a structure. I chose that because first thing, it's one of the more common but religionist things to Jews. So yeah. Next one is the Western Wall. The Western Wall, just like Moses, is a very religious thing for Jews. Moses is a kid that was sent by his mother as a child because the evil Pharaoh said to kill every Jewish baby because he was afraid he would grow up and then fight the evil Pharaoh. Moses ended up in Egypt, and there he rescued all the slaves which were Jewish from the evil Pharaoh, and that's the story. The Western Wall is very religious because it was the only thing that survived the wreck of where Jewish people prayed. And yeah, now it's very old. I made it using blocks. Like, I took brown and then I outlined all the blocks. I didn't make them even because in real life it's very old and is not even. At the top it's smaller blocks, so that's what I did. After that I colored everything in, and that's how I made it. And the eagle I made by using black, white and yellow. I think it's my most beautiful piece, and yeah, I just outlined it with pencil, then I painted it how an American eagle looks. And then Moses, I had to play with the clay, and after I played with it, I actually had to make the thing, so it took me a bit longer than all the other pieces. It came out great. I used cotton as a pillow, and then I used cloth as a blanket. That's how I made all the stuff. And how people express themselves through creativity and culture is the central idea. For example, if someone draws a mouse that flies or a tree that talks, you already know he's creative. He thinks out of the box. thinks things that don't exist, meaning he's expressing himself through creativity. Culture. People express themselves through culture using food, art, um, behavior, customs, values, and dancing and music. All that. Dancing and music, I think, and food are the most common ones. And yeah, what is culture? You might think culture is something that is, well, it's a way of life for a certain group of people. This way of life includes everything I mentioned in the central idea, including food, dancing, music, all that. And that's what I think that's what's culture to me. What is creativity? For example, like I said, if someone draws a mouse that flies or a tree that talks, you know it's creative. And it's also something new, something that doesn't exist yet, and thinking like out of the box. And yeah, you may as well wonder, what is art? Art is something created with imagination and skill, and it gives you emotions. It could be good or bad art, it's still art. Thanks for listening, and that's what I did in my art gallery. There are a few other things, but those are the main things. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, and I'll be telling you about the central idea from the art gallery. I chose my art forms because I thought doing a painting would be fun, and doing a drawing would be different from what everybody else was doing, and doing the food would remind me of where I come from. The meaning of people express themselves through creativity and culture. It means it's another way to say people can express themselves through anything, and and that's the meaning. Culture is what countries or people do to celebrate or to show how they feel for a special day or just for an ordinary day. And the way my art forms connect to culture is my painting connects to culture because some countries dance as a culture, and my drawing connects to culture because some places with the seashore, the moon shines over the sea, and most people come outside or stay inside and look through the windows to see how beautiful it looks in the night or at day. My food connects to culture because mostly Zimbabwe eats the food, but now it's now used in most some places in Africa. And the process to make my art pieces was, for my painting, was I first did the focus of the painting. I first painted that part, then I let that dry, then I did the background, then I let those two dry, then I did the outlining. Then for my drawing, all I did was first sketch how it would look, then I put some color into it. Then for my food, all I just did was put millie meal and water to put it together. Then I mixed it, then I left it for a while with some heat. Then I put more millie meal. Then when it was finished, I served it with some beef stew and some cabbage. And then for my the favorite part for doing this for the event was to choose and make what we were gonna do for the art gallery. And my message for my art pieces is you can express yourself through any way, at any time. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy it.
Hello, my name is Tamin. I'll be talking about pieces from the art gallery. Why I chose my art was because of my culture. There is a story that we believe in, that a landscape used to be where all of the animals lived. So that's why we did not have much meat. And that's why I made the landscape. Oh yeah, culture and creativity means like how you express yourself in the outside world. Like for example, like I would love to teach people about my culture, why my art pieces connect to culture is, is how well the artifact that I made is about soccer. This is how why Nigerians love soccer, that they even made this famous painting, and that became culture. Okay, how I made my art was not that long. All I pretty much did was I drew a landscape and then I painted it. For my drawing, what I did was sharpen the pencil until it broke off and started coloring with it. That was like
Hello, my name is Franz and I'm going to talk about my art gallery project. What made me choose my art forms, which was a board game, a drawing, and a poem? First of all, I chose my board game because it has colors and shapes. I chose my drawing because it relates to my culture. I chose my poem because I like poems, and poems are related to music too. What does people express themselves through creativity and culture mean? It means that people express themselves through different art forms such as music, drawing, and painting. How does my art form connect to culture? It connects to culture because it is part of my religion, and it started in the village, and that's where it began. But my process of making my art pieces was for the for my drawing. I drew a picture of a village and little houses. Then I colored them in. And for my board game, I took a piece of cardboard and drew on the other side and colored it in and made cards to play with. My favorite part of preparing was making my board game. And my message in my drawing was that it shows that I like music, writing, and drawing.
Hello, my name is Evan, and I'm going to talk about my art gallery pieces. Question number 1. Why did I choose my art pieces? The reason I chose a song was because I like listening to songs, and I do it almost every day. And I didn't choose my comic. My French teacher actually told me to do it. But I did choose, in the comic, I did choose what to write and what backgrounds to put on and characters to put on. Question number 2. What does people express themselves through creativity and culture mean? It means expressing themselves through creativity and culture is like them. With culture, it's like they have a special celebration or a dance or a special song they sing, and through creativity they might make a culture that's very common in their religion, and in culture they also might draw something that's related to the culture or paint something. Question number 3. What is culture? Culture is something religious. For example, like Christians have a culture, and that culture is believing that Jesus is God's son, and they believe that Jesus died, and they believe that he rose up to heaven 3 days after he died. Question number 4. How does my art piece connect to culture? Well, I was going to do a painting connected to my Kenyan culture, but I didn't have time to. Question number 5. What was the process of creating the art piece? The process of creating my song was making up a title, then turning it into lyrics. And the process of making my comic was putting backgrounds and characters into the panels. Question number 6. What is my favorite part of preparing the art piece? My favorite art piece was the comic, and my favorite part of preparing it was choosing backgrounds to put in the panels and characters, because the characters had like funny faces and the backgrounds were cool. They had nice backgrounds. Question number 7. What was my perspective? In other words, what was my message? My message is never give up, because you just need confidence.
Hello, my name is Jamal. I'm from 5A. Our real theme right now, current in 5A, is how we express ourselves. The central idea is people express themselves through creativity and culture. Well, number 1, you might say, what made you choose your art forms? Well, I like my board game because when I was small, like 7 years old till now, I made lots of board games, like big, giant board games when I was small. I used to make a lot of board games and I thought it would make me creative. So that's one of it. Number 2, you might also ask, what the freak is culture? Well, culture is something that unites people from different tribes, from different countries in the world, that they make their own tribe and like exaggerate. Number 4, you might you might also ask, how does my art piece connect to culture? Well, I was about to bring cultural food and talk about it, but I ran out of time, so I couldn't do anything about that. Time was really fast. And number 5, what was your process of creating the art piece? While I was creating a castle in Minecraft for like creativity, it shows me, I did sketch it first. It looked a bit different when I was done. So that's my process. Number 6, you might say, what was your favorite part of preparing this event? My favorite, you might all, like a lot of kids would say, it was being Minecraft. Well, my favorite was actually the board game because I did that a lot when I was young. Minecraft, I just knew it this year. So I knew that would be fun for just this year. So, and number 7, the final. What is your perspective of this piece? For short, what is your message? Well, my message to everyone out there, that you must be more creative in your home. And that's all for now.
Hello, my name is Jade and I'll be telling you what happened at the art gallery. I chose 4 art forms. One was for French and the other 3 was for class. I did the dumplings because it reminds me about my dad's culture, and I did the poem because it reminds me about my future life. I did the flower because it tells stories, and the travelers would ask the flower what to do and what to say. People express themselves through creativity and culture. Like, culture is what the centuries past people did, was they would make little religions and stuff like that. Creativity is what people will express themselves through. Like if you are sad, they would, like if you're sad, they will like make a little poem and make a little painting just to express their feelings. Culture is what grows in a family tree. Centuries past people created it, so you can choose what religion you want or what culture you want to be. My dumplings connects to the Chinese culture because Chinese people would eat dumplings to celebrate the New Year's Eve or special occasions. My process of making 3 art forms was get the modeling clay, sculpt it like a flower, and then get water to smooth it out. My dumplings was get dough, shape it like a little circle, and get any type of pork, meat, or sheep, and then add chives. And then you put the meat in the dough, and then you close the top, and then you put it in the oven. My poem was get words that rhyme and words that didn't rhyme to make the words make sense. And my favorite part preparing was getting my art forms and setting it up at the art gallery. My message is if you have fun, always do it. Thank you for listening, and I hope you enjoy.
My name is Aisha and we will be talking about the year 5A art gallery. My pieces are song, food and painting. I chose painting because I really like mixing colors, and I chose song because I really like songwriting, and I always thought I would be a pop star or a songwriter. And I chose food because I really like being, because I really like my culture. Because I really like my culture. People express themselves through lots of things like dancing and singing. Also, food. My favorite part is painting and singing. Because singing is...
Try to remember where that video was though.
Singing is my favorite thing. And painting to mix colors. And my message is always believe in yourself.